Article 7, Training. Rule 39, Educational Surrogate Parents. Method for determining need for educational surrogate parents.
Topics covered in this video will be when to assign an educational surrogate parent, process for training an educational surrogate parent, determining the need for an educational surrogate parent, and finding an educational surrogate parent.
When a student's parent is not able to represent the student in the special education process, an educational surrogate parent is assigned to the student.
The job of an educational surrogate parent is to act as the student's parent to protect the rights of a student throughout the special education process.
The educational surrogate parent works with school personnel in all matters relating to identification, evaluation and eligibility, placement, and the provision of a free, appropriate public education.
Educational surrogate parent can represent the student in the case conference committee process, parent-teacher conferences, granting or denying written consent for evaluation or services, accessing and reviewing the student's educational record, requesting mediation, requesting a due process hearing, filing a complaint, and any other rights of a parent.
The educational surrogate parent shall not be liable for damages arising out of any civil action initiated as a result of the individual's discharge of this duty.
The educational surrogate parent process begins with the public agency. The public agency must establish, maintain, and implement written procedures to determine need of an educational surrogate parent.
The public agency then will decide how the eligible persons will be trained to serve as educational surrogate parents. Either the public agency must train the educational surrogate parent or contract out the training. Training consists of special education laws and rules.
An educational surrogate parent is assigned when no parent can be identified. If after reasonable efforts the public agency cannot locate a parent, the student is a ward of the state under the laws of the state, unless the court reserves the parent's authority or makes educational decisions for the student. The student is homeless and is not in the physical custody of a parent or guardian.
The public agency must appoint an educational surrogate parent, if one is needed, at the time the student is referred for an initial educational evaluation. An educational surrogate parent must be appointed anytime a student with a disability is found to be in need of an educational surrogate parent.
Once the public agency determines a need for an educational surrogate parent, they have 30 calendar days to make the assignment.
If a student is a ward of the state, the judge overseeing the student's case may appoint the educational surrogate parent so long as the appointed ESP has no conflict of interest and receives training as an ESP.
The Corporation of Legal Settlement is responsible to assign an educational surrogate parent, even if the student attends an educational program outside the School Corporation of Legal Settlement.
In this case, the educational surrogate parent may be from the School Corporation of Legal Settlement or geographic area where the educational program is located, as agreed upon by the administrators of both programs involved.
To find an educational surrogate parent, the public agency must have and implement written procedures regarding the assignment of educational surrogate parents that include a system to assign educational surrogate parents, a system for determining the eligibility of individuals to serve as educational surrogate parents, and a system for training individuals to serve as educational surrogate parents.
The educational surrogate parent cannot be employed by the Department of Education, a public agency, or any other agency involved in the education or care of the student.
Other criteria for an educational surrogate parent include no personal or professional conflict of interest, a strong attempt to match the student's cultural and linguistic background, and hold the knowledge and skills that ensure adequate representation of the student.
In the case of a homeless student who is not in the physical custody of a parent or guardian, appropriate staff of emergency shelters, transitional shelters, independent living programs, and street outreach programs may be appointed temporarily as the educational surrogate parent until an appropriate non-temporary educational surrogate parent can be appointed.
The public agency keeps a list of educational surrogate parents from which it makes its assignments.
The list includes the qualifications of and number of assignments for each educational surrogate parent.